We have a tragic shooting that happened on Saturday at a church in North Dakota. 2 church members were involved in a violent confrontation when a passerby intervened and had to shoot one of them to stop the assault. This is absolutely horrible. We're going to break everything down. And just like every single incident that we review here on Christian Warrior, we talk about what you can do to avoid a similar circumstance at your church and also what you can do if you find yourself in a similar circumstance. So we are going to tell you about the incident, and then we're going to give you a little bit of training about what you can do. Even if you aren't on a church safety team, if you're just a concealed carrier, just a person that's worried about safety, we're going to take care of you. All right, so this happened last Saturday at Prairie Heights Church in Westboro, North Dakota. Now, I've pieced all of this together from disparate news stories. I first heard about this on Sunday morning, 24 hours after the attack and after the shooting. And I've just been waiting for it to all kind of hash out. I did have an initial idea of what happened from the beginning, but I wanted press reports to come out first because I didn't want to put anything out that was going to hurt the investigation. So this past Saturday, police got that call of about an assault with shots fired in front of the church. This happened at around 7:48 in the morning. Now, when officers arrived, they found a 25-year-old man named Austin Strom from Browerville, Minnesota, shot in the chest. He was transported to the hospital, but later died. Now, it's important to note that his mom, Austin's mom, was interviewed by the press, and she admitted that her son had a history of mental illness and addiction, as well as some gambling problems. Now, even though he's from Minnesota, Austin traveled to the church, Prairie Heights, which was 2 hours away, to act as a greeter for the church. Now, Austin had told his dad that he was going to go sleep at the church or in his car that night, which I think is Friday night, but they didn't make clear in the news report. Now, Saturday morning, Kent Hodges, who's 66, also works at the church. Now, it sounds like Ken came to work at the church, and somewhere in there, Austin, who was probably sleeping in front of the church, from what it sounds like, entered the church or tried to unlawfully enter the church. And that's according to a press release from the West Fargo Police Department. Austin began attacking Kent for whatever reason. We don't know. The police haven't released that. Now, as a reminder, Austin is 25 years old, history of mental illness, history of addiction. Kent is 66 years old. Now let's enter Donald Barron. He's 53. He was driving by and saw what was happening between Austin and Kent. Apparently, Kent was getting quite the beating. Now, Donald tried to intervene on Kent's behalf, and Austin advanced on Donald. So he changed his attack from Kent onto Donald, who just happened to be driving by and wanted to help Kent. And Donald fired one round, striking and killing Austin. Now, Kent was transported to the hospital. Remember, he's a 66-year-old man with severe but non-life-threatening injuries. So the question is, law enforcement did take him into custody and took him to the police station. I don't think he was booked because I don't see a booking photo in there or any signs of booking in their county jail, and it was not made clear in the press release, but it sure does sound like a clear case of self-defense. You just have to be able to show that you had a fear of great bodily injury to yourself or to others for it to be self-defense. And it sounds like Kent got quite the beat down, and I'm sure that Donald, the passerby, didn't want to get the same beating. Nothing says you have to take that beating. All right, so what are you going to do to prevent this from happening at your church? Now, let's start with that, and then we'll move on to what you can do to protect yourself. Now, we all have attendees who have addiction issues, mental health issues, or whatever. They might have domestic violence stuff going on, but what we have to do is we want them to keep coming. We're never going to keep people away. When you watch this, it's very easy for you to become scared for your church and want to lock it down and keep people away. We are not going to do that. Our churches are going to remain totally open. We're going to welcome everybody. Everybody come in, right? That's what we want. Everybody's welcome to come in. We just keep our head on a swivel. I'm going to teach you how to do that on what it means when you say keep your head on a swivel. We're going to teach you what that means, right? So you want to go in and check with those people that are at risk in your church. You just want to constantly monitor them and make sure they're okay. And if you see signs of distress, start providing them resources or something to help them get back on their feet, okay? We also need to train all of our people in situational awareness. Now, if you see somebody sleeping in front of your church and you're by yourself, go to a different entrance and then call the police or grab somebody else. You don't want to wake anybody up that's sleeping. Drugs are a funny thing. Now, a lot of homeless people have drug issues. And I'm not saying that's the case in this particular incident. When people have mental health issues or they have drug issues and you wake them up, it can be a violent encounter. I mean, as a field training officer for police officers, I would specifically teach people this is how you're going to wake them up. And we would do it with two people, triangulate. I got a video coming out tomorrow, Contact and Cover. It's going to teach you this exact concept on how to contact suspicious people that you may encounter at church. You're going to triangulate, and then you're going to, it's just like waking a baby up. You're just going to gently rub them. I know a lot of you are like, don't wake up a baby, but sometimes you have to. You're just going to gently pat them, take a step back, and then just say, hey, sir, can we talk for a moment? I want to make sure you're okay. And then when you talk to them, you're going to be about 7 to 10 feet away. Watch the video tomorrow. It is an 11-minute video breaking down this exact subject of dealing with suspicious people. Not only that, tomorrow night, it's going to be released on my training platform. This is all free, by the way. I don't charge for anything. Go to courses, or you can just go to christianwarriortraining.com and you can hit the training tab. It'll appear sometime around like 7 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. You can take a look at it or just wait till Thursday. It'll break it all down. I think that's important for you to do. You should not go by yourself to contact these people. That is not a smart move. Okay. We also need to train all of our people in situational awareness, right? So you should look at that, see that I need to go to an ulterior entrance or, another entrance, or you can evaluate people like it looks like he's medically ill and I need to intervene right away, or, right, that's part of situational awareness. You're quickly assessing and then make a decision on what to do. If you do end out because you think he's injured and you want to help him and you're by yourself, but turns out now he's turning around to attack you, you should have looked at areas for you to retreat and to go away. Another one is pre-attack indicators, right? We teach our people, we just had a class last Saturday on pre-attack indicators and how to tell if you're about to be attacked by somebody. I just did an article on this and we will have a training video coming out on it. Look, essentially what we're doing is we're looking for somebody that has a bladed stance. If all of a sudden they blade themselves and drop a foot back, you're about to get hit, right? If they all of a sudden they have their hands down to the sides, but you see them start doing this, balling their fists, you're about to get punched. If all of a sudden they have quick eye movements, like they start looking this direction, right? More than likely, it's probably because they want to run that way. And in that case, you might shift your positioning so that they can run. You don't want to block them. You want them to flee. Let the police deal with it. If all of a sudden they start breathing fast, it's because their body subconsciously they've made the decision to either run or fight. And so their body is oxygenating its blood to get ready for that attack or for that running. And so that breathing fast and also flaring nostrils where all their intake of oxygen is more now because in their mind they decided to run or fight, or they think they're going to run and fight. So you'll see those nostrils flare. Those are all signs of impending attack. I suggest that you subscribe to Christian Warrior Training newsletter. Again, it's free. If you want to support what I'm doing here, certainly do a paid subscription, but I'm going to give you everything for free anyways. It just helps me with my mission here because everything eventually still costs money. And this is my full-time job now. So if you subscribe to that newsletter, I put every week, I have some training coming out. There will always be some training on Wednesdays. There will always be a crime newsletter on the weekend. And then I'll do bonuses in between. So look for those pre-attack indicators. I just put a newsletter out about it. You can go back and look at that. The other thing is to have less lethal options. Look, if you're a concealed carrier, you have a concealed weapon, and all you have is a gun, then your only option is to shoot people, and not everything is a deadly force encounter. I always tell people to have pepper spray on hand. I know in the comments people are going to bash pepper spray. Just stop it. I've used pepper spray on no less than 100 times. Pepper spray is a wonderful thing. Sometimes it get on other people. Yes, not my problem. It's better than getting in a shooting, right? Here, I think pepper spray would have been a great option, and Austin wouldn't have died, and you would have stopped the attack. If the man that intervened is watching this, I'm not criticizing you. You did everything right. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? It's just that just because you can doesn't mean you should. There were plenty of opportunities in my career where I could have shot somebody, but I did not because it's not, you don't go around killing everybody if you have an option to do something less, right? So here, if you just happen to have pepper spray in your pocket or some other place to have it, when all of a sudden he decides he's going to turn towards you, you spray him across the eyebrows. It'll come into his eyes. He'll end up having to deal with that. You can't fight me if you can't see me. I'm not a fan for older people, and I include myself in this, older people. People are over 50. I don't really suggest a baton. Baton takes lots of training. And the other thing is I've seen batons taken away from pretty burly police officers and then get beaten with their own baton. And then that turns into a deadly force incident. Tasers work pretty well if you go to actual taser company. Tasers, they're not being very good to me. I reached out to them because I want to do a video on taser for you guys. And they keep sending me automated responses. It's ridiculous. So Taser's customer service sucks, but their product is good for what you're going to use it here. If you had the civilian taser, here the man would have tased Austin. If you have good taser spread, I've tased a lot of people. It works really well. If you have good probe spread, it'll work even on people high on drugs. No matter what some dude in the comments says, just know that I've tased a bunch of people and it works. It's on for 30 seconds. The police one only lasts for 5. Yours stays on for 30 seconds. And it's meant for you to run away. So you can gather up the man that was hurt and you can run away, get in your car, drive away. The police can come deal with them. Taser will replace your taser for free. Supposedly, I don't know how you're going to get through to them because, man, their customer service is horrible. Taser, if you're watching this, you got to fix it, man. I hope you are watching this because you guys treat me like crap, man. So you want to have those less lethal options. The last thing and most important one is to have a self-defense insurance plan. Now, I have no doubt that this man was probably taken back to the police station. I mean, that's what happens, and you get interviewed. If he was smart, he would say, I would like to talk to a lawyer. Now is not the time to struggle to find one on a Saturday morning. As you guys know, I did a comprehensive review of all the self-defense insurance plans in the eyes of a church safety team member. And Right to Bear Arms, one hands down. Here you can call their 24-hour number and they will get the ball rolling. You will talk to an attorney right away, and then you will start the ball rolling to getting somebody to come protect you from getting charges filed or what have you. So it can get very pricey. If that man elected to call an attorney came down, he's going to pay a lot of thousands of dollars for that. For under $200 a year, you'll have one available to you. So just my 2 cents. Whenever we had an officer involved shooting, which didn't happen all the time, but when it did, we always told the officer to not say anything until a lawyer came and represented them. No good could come from talking to the police, even when you are the police. Just my 2 cents. I hope this helps you. Let me know in the comments. I love hearing everything you guys have to say. As a reminder, I am speaking at Calvary Chapel Church in Chino Hills, Southern California. That's Pastor Jack Hibbs's church. I'll be there this Saturday. If you're in the area, you can sign up. I have the link over at christianwarriortraining.com. You can sign up, and I can't wait to see you guys there. I hope to see all of you. If you guys want this shirt, I love this shirt. Even people that work for the government like this shirt. If you want this shirt, I'll put the link down there. You can go to christianwarriortraining.com, hit merch, and I got all my stuff in the merch page over there. Remember, pray for your church. Pray for all of your fellow Christians that are being persecuted around the world. Pray for their safety. And also, remember your ABCs. Always be caring.